Meghan Markle is spiraling after her so-called surprise pregnancy clip went viral.
One major development going on now involves more to do with how Meghan Markle got fired in the most unexpected way possible due to her viral pregnancy video.
She's dancing in front of the camera. Oh God, it looks like a lap dancing club with pregnant women. He's also dancing in front of the camera. She's got a black dress on. She's literally holding her bump and twerking, and she's put this on social media. The woman is that's getting worse now. She looks like she's performing.
Now every major studio is scrambling to cut ties.
We already know that this is actually creating a lot of problems, not just for Meghan Markle, but also for her entire team. And also, when you look at the Netflix executives and the producers, it's making them look very bad at this point.
From Netflix reshoots to a last-minute Paramount cameo that evaporated overnight, the fallout has been swift and brutal. But this isn't just another celebrity meltdown. This is self-inflicted chaos on the biggest possible stage. It all began on June 9th, 2025, when Meghan Markle dropped a deceptively simple Instagram reel, her surprise pregnancy announcement.
Like the cringe, it made me like gag. It was so disgusting.
Claiming it was shot back in 2021. But viewers immediately smelled something fishy. The hospital corridor seemed too polished, her voiceover too perfectly timed, and even the soft focus filter felt custom made for maximum shareability.
I'm witnessing an entitled, arrogant, bitter, twisted little man who's had his claws dug into by a manipulative LA lady.
Within minutes, the reel racked up millions of views, and by the end of the day, it was trending on TikTok, fueling reaction videos, memes, and hot take threads across every corner of social media.
Vulgar and vile. That is Meghan Markle twerking in the delivery room, apparently waiting to give birth to Lila.
Fans flooded comments with questions. Did she really have this buried for years? And why release it now if it's old footage? As skepticism spread, so did the backlash, calling her motives into question and branding the stunt as a calculated bid for attention rather than a heartfelt announcement. But that early uproar was only the opening act.
But one thing about it is that not only is it very cringeworthy, it is really just reeking of her trying to desperately seek attention and to actually have all eyes on her, obviously.
As soon as Love, Meghan Season 2 reshoots kicked off, Netflix executives found themselves scrambling behind closed doors. Producers who once praised Meghan's raw honesty on camera suddenly fretted that her pregnancy reel could eclipse every scripted twist they'd planned. Rumor has it that within hours of the video going viral, multiple urgent Zoom calls were convened. Creative directors, showrunners, and legal counsel all demanding clarity on whether this was truly archival footage or a fresh publicity gambit.
It turns out that ever since her, of course, With Love Meghan drama kicked off, Paramount executives picked up on what was going on over at Netflix, and its CEO had been in the planning stages to boot Meghan Markle from appearing and from performing multiple cameos for different films.
When Meghan's team offered vague assurances instead of concrete dates, Netflix imposed a draconian set of safeguards. Every clip featuring her now required a pre-screen review by a dedicated Meghan task force. Social media activity had to be cleared 24 hours in advance, and any reshoot scripts mentioning her by name were rerouted through legal for last-minute rewrites. Editors were told to prepare Plan B cuts that could excise her scenes entirely, just in case the backlash spiraled further.
Now, to make matters worse for Meghan is that Paramount executives recently, just days ago, also came across that viral pregnancy video and decided to make a swift move by firing her completely.
These measures weren't just precautionary, they transformed the reshoot environment into a pressure cooker. Crew members whisper about tension on set, with camera ops double-checking their frame to avoid capturing unsanctioned footage and publicists hovering nearby like hawks. Netflix's aim was clear: contain the fallout and keep fans focused on the love story, not the scandal. But with every new clampdown, it felt less like protecting a show and more like patching up a leak in a dam about to burst. Just days before the storm hit, Paramount had rolled out the red carpet for Meghan's big screen comeback, casting her as a larger-than-life reality show celebrity in Scream 7.
Much like Netflix, Paramount also demanded Meghan to take down the video on her Instagram, and she also refused to do so with Paramount. This is where very insane, heated arguments took place between Meghan and the Paramount executives and producers.
Insiders reveal her character was poised to stumble onto the film's meta-horror stage midway through the second act, offering both a sly wink at celebrity culture and a fresh source of juicy behind-the-scenes drama. Imagine her stepping onto that abandoned movie lot, camera crew in tow, only to discover the Ghostface killer lurking in the shadows. An irresistible hook that producers hoped would send buzz levels through the roof. For Meghan, this wasn't just another cameo, it was a lifeline. After years of off-screen controversies and documentary cameos, Scream 7 promised a chance to flex genuine box office clout and remind audiences she could still bring star power to a blockbuster.
Now, another reason why Meghan was fired by Paramount was that she was demanding the studio, get this, to not allow South Park Studios and its creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone to mock her in future seasons and/or specials as they plan to do.
Early buzz pegged her as a surprise twist. One minute she's filming a reality segment, the next she's running for her life, screaming alongside franchise veterans. It was clever, unexpected, and exactly the kind of moment that could reignite her Hollywood career. But that lifeline snapped faster than you could say, cut. When Paramount's execs caught wind of Meghan's viral pregnancy reel, alarm bells went off at the highest levels.
Now, one thing about Meghan Markle is that she never likes to get mocked, she never likes to get called out, she hates criticism, she has a lot of those narcissistic traits, she can't take criticism at all. And when I mean at all, that's exactly why she posted this pregnancy video, by the way. This was a way to get back at the critics, and we talked about that as well when she fired back and when she actually got very defensive.
The very footage meant to humanize her suddenly made her a liability. Too much uncontrolled press, too much risk of public backlash bleeding into their horror franchise. Within 48 hours, Meghan's name was scrubbed from call sheets, her scenes struck from shooting schedules, and her cameo officially dead in the water. And what happened next would shock everyone. Paramount's CEO quietly ordered Meghan's name scrubbed from call sheets and marketing decks the moment the pregnancy reel went viral. Within 48 hours, she was officially fired. No scene, no cameo, no second chance. Even more staggering, she was blacklisted, denied any future appearances across Paramount's entire slate. Insiders say the call came in the middle of the night, with studio heads citing unmanageable risk and brand contamination. One source describes a tense, 3-hour Zoom marathon where Meghan's representatives pleaded for leniency, offering to personally oversee all edits and even pull the reel. Anything to keep the Scream 7 deal alive. But Paramount's answer was a hard no. Executives feared that one misstep on set would spark another media firestorm, dragging the entire production into unwanted headlines. Behind the scenes, department heads buzzed about contingency plans that would have rewritten her character out of the script entirely. Rewrites so extensive they threatened to delay the February 2026 shoot. Costumes already measured for her were hastily returned, wardrobe budgets reallocated to cover reshoots, and promotional materials shredded. For Meghan, it wasn't just the loss of a high-profile role, it was a public declaration that she'd become too toxic for one of Hollywood's biggest studios. Meghan's camp didn't stop at deleting the reel. They reportedly demanded a legal clause barring Trey Parker and Matt Stone from ever parodying her on South Park. Imagine sending a cease and desist to two of the sharpest satirists in comedy history, all because they dared to lampoon her pregnant hospital dance. When Paramount executives caught wind of this, alarms blared. Studios live and die by free speech parody, and asking to neuter one of their flagship properties crossed an unthinkable line. Behind closed doors, insiders say heads shook in disbelief. Here was someone trying to rewrite the rules of satire rather than lean into the joke. Once they saw this pattern of controlling behavior, first refusing to pull the reel, then demanding immunity from mockery, any goodwill evaporated. Paramount's legal team reportedly flagged the request as creative censorship, warning it would set a dangerous precedent across Hollywood. By the time Meghan's representatives doubled down, insisting they'd sue if any future episodes even hinted at her name, Paramount had already sealed the deal. No more negotiations, no more second chances. In one fell swoop, her South Park gambit didn't just backfire, it cemented her status as too toxic to touch. Word spread fast. MTV quietly shelved discussions of a reality series. Disney paused talks about a docuseries guest spot. Even indie producers who once admired her philanthropic image hit the brakes. Meghan's pipeline of cameos, interviews, and endorsement deals all but dried up overnight. Casting agents whisper that her unpredictability now overshadows her star power. Where she once inspired viral royal family hashtags, she's now the cautionary tale of how not to manage your personal brand in 2025. But the public reaction may be the harshest blow of all. Social feeds are flooded with clips mocking her cringe video, turning Meghan's intended moment of joy into the internet's newest punchline. Memes of her dancing in a hospital gown have gone viral, some fans joking that the unseen cameraman must be Prince Harry, while others quip it's just a hired photographer cashing in. Reaction channels have clocked millions of views in a matter of hours, with commentators dissecting every frame. Was that really filmed in 2021? Or is this a cynical PR ploy to reignite her relevance? Even casual scrollers are chiming in. Twitter threads debate whether Meghan's tearful reveal was authentic or staged, with hashtags like Megxit 2.0 and Reality Check trending alongside her name. On TikTok, creators splice the clip with classic horror movie screams, an ironic nod to her Lost Scream 7 cameo, while Instagram stories flood with side-by-side comparisons of past royal appearances versus this new, sensational stunt. What's striking is the shift in tone. Where Meghan once commanded empathy as a modern duchess, she's now cast as an attention seeker whose own team seems powerless to mitigate the damage. Even fans who defended her earlier are now openly criticizing the decision to post something so easily weaponized. It's one thing to court controversy, it's another to have the entire internet turn your personal announcement into a running joke. Meghan's self-inflicted circus has left Netflix scrambling, Paramount shutting the door, and Hollywood's heavyweights unwilling to touch her with a 10-foot pole. Can she ever reclaim the goodwill she's burned through? Or will her next moves only deepen the fallout? One thing's for certain, this dramatic unraveling was entirely avoidable. If only she'd let the real stay in the archives instead of uploading it for the world to judge. What do you think? Can Meghan Markle recover from this headline-grabbing fiasco, or is her reputation irreparably damaged? Let me know in the comments.